for. That's what I came for. And Roy talked to the chief and his platoon. They needed one more guy. And he come over and said, if you'll ship over, Herschel will take you to SEAL Team 2. Ship over to SEAL Team 2. I shipped over, went to Team 2. 3 months later, I'm in Vietnam. 9 days later, I'm shot. So it all happens pretty quick. You know, it was exciting. It was real exciting. I had a good time. You know, I mean, good God, I'd be a liar if I wasn't scared. People shooting at you and stuff. I mean, you get a little adrenaline flow, needless to say. But it was a good break-in op, and kind of set the tone for the rest of my career. I realized I wasn't Superman anymore, and then I got serious about what it was we do. You know, I just figured, hell, I'm a Navy SEAL. Hell, they can't kill me. They damn near did several times, and so I said, well, we better start thinking in a human aspect here. Come back, Team 2, shoved me immediately off, made me assistant platoon commander. We were short officers. Like Bob Gallagher, there was only 2 of us in Team 2. I'd made chief in Vietnam. Made me assistant platoon commander, and we took a platoon to Flintlock in Europe. Very successful. Matter of fact, we were the only unit that was successful. Everybody else was captured by the Germans. I mean, everybody, not the SEALs. And that probably got me promoted to E8. But before I got promoted to E8, I went to South America, helped set up with Master Chief Brewmiller, Joe Camp, Doc Clark, Mike Winquillis, Lieutenant Moran, and we set up the Frogman Corps in Cartagena, Colombia for the Colombian Infanta de Marinas. The Marines are their frogmen. Although there are some Navy officers in there with them. Did that. And then the XO called all the chiefs in. We rated 7 chiefs at SEAL Team 2, and there was 25 of us. And the XO said, you guys better get out of here and go to shore duty. The regular Navy's going to pull you back and put you back in your rate. So I shoved off and went to Hawaii for 3 years. And in the process, that's when I picked up E8. And then I was an Armed Forces courier for a year. Then I got into recruiting, made E9 in recruiting. And then I wanted to try the West Coast, so I became the Command Master Chief of Underwater Demolition Team 12. Then I was the Command Master Chief of Underwater Demolition Team 11. Then I was the Command Master Chief of SEAL Team 5. Then I was the Command Master Chief of Naval Special Warfare Group 1. Then I was the Command Master Chief of Unit 8 in Panama during the invasion. And then I was retired. And I didn't want to get out. I wanted to stay till I died, or I couldn't do it anymore. Well, we got to give somebody else a chance. I wasn't even bent good. Then I became a civilian. No offense out there, gang, no offense, but I'd rather have my mother in a whorehouse than be a civilian. I wanted to be a sailor. Popeye. Well, that's all I got.
You made a home in the Middle East as a civilian.
Well, yeah, I built a facility, a training facility up in Illinois, in Joe Davies County, called The Site. And, you know, we're struggling. It's like everything. You know, you got the 5-year programs. You're not making any money after 5 years. You probably ought to punch out. I got to hearing about this Blackwater this, Blackwater that. And then Gary Jackson, who was Blackwater, was my leading petty officer when I was Command Master Chief SEAL Team 5 in the training cell. And I talking to him one day. They had asked me if I'd come back and teach a course for them, and I did. I came back and taught a course. And so, what the hell are you guys doing? Well, they'd got that contract in Kabul with the agency. And he explained it all to me, and I go, good God, man, I would sure love to do that. And I'm 60 years old at this point. He goes, are you just saying that, Master Chief, or do you mean it? I said, anybody that could go over there and pop a cap with my background and wouldn't do it is a coward. Hell yes, I'm serious. Can we get nukes? And I was in country in 2 weeks, and I told my business partner, you got it, buddy, I'm out of here. Of course, his exact word, can you take me with you? Nope, you're not qualified. So I stayed what? I stayed, God, I don't know, 10 years doing that. But I stayed after I relieved you, I didn't come home for 1,095 days I stayed in that toilet. They paid me well, though. That's why I can drive a diesel truck, and I've got a chip boost Ford and a Mustang and a Harley. Spent my money foolishly. I was a security guy before I built the site in Illinois for several very wealthy guys. Well, one particularly wealthy guy out of Paradise Valley, Arizona. I was his body. He took me everywhere. I just went with him. You can call it, I think the glamorous name is security specialist or whatever you want to call it. I was just his bodyguard. That's all I was. I helped carry his bags. I opened doors. I just made sure he was always okay. Put him to bed at night, etc. And he kept talking. You know, I've always wanted to do a safari to Africa. Well, I had some contacts. So I set up a safari to Africa. And we went to Africa for a month. He spent $250,000 in 26 days. We flew everywhere. We were in Zimbabwe, South Africa, all over the place. Boy, I could tell you some good stories, some fun things happened there, but when we were in South Africa, the professional hunter that we worked with approached me, said, I'd like to hire you. For what? I want you to be my representative in the United States for safaris. His name was Lou Harris Safaris. He's since passed. Got killed in a car wreck. I never went back after that. Did it for 6 years with him. I said, well, Mr. Harris, I don't know anything about running safaris or any of that stuff. And he goes, they called me Master Chief. He says, well, Master Chief, do you know how to read? Well, hell yeah, I can read at a 3rd grade level. He goes, well, I'm going to give you material. All you got to do is read. You just get the people, and I'll take care of the rest. Easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Made a ton of money. He gave me a cut of everything, paid for my tickets. I'm on safari 3 times a year. I'm filming everybody, though, and making films for them and all that stuff. But that's how I got into the safari business. What an adventure. What an adventure. It was really neat as hell. But I'll tell you one thing. There's 400 species of plains game in Africa, not counting the big 5. That's elephant, rhino, lion, leopard, and what the hell's the other one?
Buffalo?
Buffalo. And Those plains game will kill you just like the big five. As a matter of fact, there's several that will attack you 100% of the time. A lion don't even do that. And they're not very big. But I sure learned a lot about animals. And I sure ate a lot of different meat. Because you don't go to the grocery store over there and get cow. You get impala, blesbuck, kudu. That's the meat at the meat market. And damn, it's good. And, oh, there's just all kinds of things going on over there.
So wound up leading some of the big game hunts.
Well, I didn't lead them. I took the people and I was part of the party. But all the game hunts are controlled by professional hunters. You can't hunt in Africa without a professional hunter. And buddy, I was fascinated. They know what every weed is, every animal is, their habits. I mean, they're like animals, for God's sakes. To be a professional hunter, you got to know everything. There was a big cobra came into camp one evening. Buddy, I broke out I carried my escopeta, carried my shotgun, my Van Kamp. But I carried Silvestri slugs in it. Matter of fact, I shot several animals with it. It's equivalent to a .375 inside 100 yards, shooting the Silvestri Sabin. And I'll tell you right now, every animal I shot for bait when we were trying to get a leopard, they didn't take one step. They went right down. Amazing. Of course, shot them close, 50 yards, 75 yards. Well, hell, one, I shot an impala. He probably wasn't 30 yards from me. I mean, he didn't say, boo, bitch, I scared, nothing. Just, he was over. Damn. I like this gun. But anyway, this cobra. And boy, this was all up there doing his thing, and the professional goes, oh, don't you shoot that cobra. God damn, it's a dangerous poisonous snake. He lives here, you don't. That's the way they are over there. You don't hurt or kill or do anything to anything unless it's part of the hunt. That's the way it is. I said, well, okay, you don't mind if I just keep my gun handy in case the son of a gun wants to come over here and bite me, do you? He won't do that. He'll go away. He shoot him away and he left. I mean, that's the way they think. No, he lives here. You don't. This is his home. Made sense to me, after you're there for a while. Thinking, well, okay. If he was in America, buddy, he'd be a dead son of a bitch.
And now we're running shooting courses. And you may go back a long, long way. But, now you're down here running the shooting courses.
Well, running shooting courses, I didn't do till I built my own facility. I always worked, I did my, my little cameo things. I put stuff together. Yeah, I'd go in and train 20 people here, train people. I drove all over the country. I put 93,000 miles on my truck in the first 23 months I owned it. I was all over America. But where I learned that was when I was in the Navy working for Colonel Cooper at Gun Sight Training Center for 10 years. That's where I picked up the skill. I didn't pick up the skill in SEAL teams. You can pick that skill up now in the SEAL teams. Matter of fact, the guy that trained me to shoot was R.J. Thomas. He was second class in Team 2. Got the Navy Cross. Should have got the Medal of Honor, in my opinion. Still might, if they go back and review his record. But, and he was the one that, he got out, got a degree, came back in as an officer. And he, was he at Team 1 when you were there?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most squared away guys I ever met in my life. No bullshit. There's just no bullshit about RJ. And a lot of people probably didn't like his personality because he was that way. But he didn't have time for bullshit. He was a very serious man. Very focused. Knew what he needed to do. And he did it. That boy's a hell of a shooter. Distinguished pistol, rifle, best shot in the United States Navy. Him and a chief off the Jersey, and that chief was killed in the barracks in Beirut when they blew the barracks. I left the barracks 5 days before they blew it down. I was in the Gulf of Aden on board ship then, and headed over to the Straits of Hormuz because Khomeini, that Iranian squirrel, was causing some problems over there. I've just been so lucky in my life. I've just got to get into everything. But that's the life of a SEAL, isn't it? We get in everything. It's great. It's wonderful.
RJ got that Navy Cross by and large from his pistol shooting.
He did. He did. He had the pilot's pistol. We were in the hospital together. I got hit about 8 days after him. He got hit down by Three Sisters on the Cambo border. Helo crashed from 1,000 feet, broke his back in 2 places, tore his nose loose. His stoner was built in a bent like a horseshoe. He tried to get the pilot out, burned his arms trying to get he got the pilot out, and the co-pilot he tried to get out, who burned up in the aircraft. He couldn't get him out because he was pinned in the radio gear. And one of the crewmen he got out, and the other crewman, the engine, they hit so hard the engine broke loose and pinned him down inside, and he burned up. And then all he had, and the pilot, Dickie Barr, is a good friend. He's the mayor of Ennis, Montana, was. One eye popped out of him, and he had his eye down here. And RJ was telling me about it when we were in the hospital there in Yakuza. He goes, God, every time I look at him, I just get a cold chill with that eye hanging down there like that. And it's a typical naval aviator. Never cleaned his damn pistol. I had to beat the slide shut every time I'd shoot one of the damn Charlies. And he held off a squad of Charlies coming out there to get him with the pilot's 45 at 75 yards, buddy. I mean, I don't think there's a target far enough away he can't hit with a pistol. If the bullet would get there, he'll hit it. He's an amazing shooter. I never was able to beat him. I tried, and I got pretty good. I had him one time on a 10 event. We were shooting up in Temecula. And Enos was there, world champion. Of course, I know they're shooting mouse loads with comp guns. We're shooting military match ammo with our service pistols. It's not, I just wanted to go for the experience. And by God, I had RJ through 9 rounds. And he beat me on the 10th one. I flubbed it. And he came over to me and he goes, I told you, Davis, you'd never beat me. And I haven't. I'm going, oh, you son of a bitch.
I remember him telling me.
We still talk on the phone. He lives down by Fallon. And lives close to Fallon, Nevada. Got a ranch there and horses and cows and all that good stuff. Good guy. God, what a great man he was. Just is. Great guy.
I remember him telling me after all that was happening, an observation helicopter with a general in it that was watching this battle
Colonel.
landed, and RJ had run over and grabbed the M60 off of the door gunner, and he said they looked like ants coming down the side of the mountain. I was just shooting that thing, and the whole time that colonel was patting me on the shoulder going, now calm down, son. Calm down, son.
Well, when they got him in the helo, a Charlie ran out and was getting ready to shoot an AK through the windscreen in the front of the pilot and co-pilot. RJ rolled underneath and shot the guy, and then he passed out. Then they loaded him on board the helo and flew out. But when the pilot, it was the pilot, the pilot, one of the crewmen told me, he said, you know what RJ said? I said, I wouldn't have a clue. He looked at me after he came to and he goes, did you see that banana? God. Adventures. God bless those that didn't make it, though. This is their day, as we're supposed to remember them, and I don't want to get to talking about that. I'll start crying. A lot of good buddies. Good friends. Members of the Warrior Cast, they're all good, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not pro-kill. I don't care. Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, they're all good. They're all good. Serving your country, you're doing good.